Guys and gals, and Harry here from Drake Wing Gaming. As some of you know me on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Tennis Ace, Keisuke's Path. So anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm Chan, you are up, and let's go. Alright. This is amazing. It's from one of the best brands in the market, and it's a very popular model, too. Especially great for live performances. That's what I was told. I will admit, I had to ask Kiyoshi-san for help with this stuff since I couldn't make heads or tails of it, but he was surprisingly helpful. Kiyoshi-san is pretty knowledgeable about musical instruments and the likes, so I don't doubt it for a second. A lot of what I know right now was the stuff he taught. Although, I had to do a fair bit of research on my own after I became the manager of the band so I could make sure their needs were being properly met. That's how I know this is a great microphone. Yeah, I know you had already bought a mic for yourself. Kiyoshi-san mentioned that the one you got from him was already good, but that after hearing you sing in the concert, that one was better suited for your voice. That's a fair point. Well, there are lots of really great models. You can't just make a blanket statement that'll work for everyone. Different mics have different frequency responses, meaning they work well for different noises, for different voices. At the end, he gave me a recommendation for 2 different mics. I ended up going with this one because I thought the style would be more up your alley. Oh yes, it's very vintage. I really like it. It's gorgeous. Still, even if he turned out to be helpful, I'm surprised you'd willingly subject yourself to Kiyoshi just for the sake of getting me a present. Wasn't a big deal. It's alright. It wasn't really a hard choice to make. I mean, the guy is kind of overwhelming at times, but he's not all too bad. Kind of like an annoying uncle. Wasn't a big deal at the end of the day. Let's there we go. Alright. Cement that choice down there. I disagree very strongly with that. Just having you go to the trouble of looking for something for me is already really flattering. It's your birthday, how could I not? Honestly, I think you underestimate how much importance people put into birthdays. My family was always the type to throw lavish parties to celebrate my birthdays, by which I mean they would use it as an opportunity to show off. Do you have any idea how weird it is to feel like an afterthought in your own birthday party? Ouch, I don't even know what to say. Right, that's the appropriate response to have. Either way, considering just how much of a fuss they make every year, I've grown to not care too much about my birthday. It's never really a good time for me, so I've never been one to care much about it. I'm sorry, I did think, but I didn't know. Not that I didn't know, but... Yuichi, calm down. Please don't take this to mean that I'm upset or that I don't like the gesture. I appreciate this so much, I really do. It's a wonderful gesture that you've made, which is why I told you what I did. I meant to say that, since my birthday was never one to bring me happy memories, having you do this is a big deal for me, even if it isn't for you. I see. Well, I'm glad you like it then. I really do. Thank you so much, Yuichi. At least you do. There you are! A certain bunny hops toward us. Am I allowed to say that? Smiling from ear to ear as she does so. Keiken, happy birthday! Oh, thank you, Mizuguchi-san. Saya looks at me, finally seeming to notice that I've been here the whole time. Yuichi-kun, what are you doing here this early in the morning? That's really rude of you to interrupt our conversation out of nowhere and then ask me that. Besides, I've been coming to school early for at least a week now. Really? I didn't notice at all. I never imagined you'd be doing that sort of thing again. Once again, that's a really rude thing to say. You say that, but you just said you've been coming to school early for at least a week. That doesn't exactly inspire confidence. What? What's wrong with that? You get offended that you didn't think about it, but you don't even seem to know how long you've been doing it yourself. Shut up, okay? The days have started blending together. I don't really know the exact amount off the top of my head. Really? After only 1 week? Are you just going to make fun of me now? I am if you're going to make it this easy. Oh, Keiken, you're really sharp today. There's no winning with these people. If I'm lazy and don't come to school early, I get made fun of. If I try to be responsible and come to school early, I get made fun of. What the hell am I even supposed to do then? One second, y'all. Coffee time. Okay. Oh, that's good. Strong. I'll just keep my mouth shut at all times. How about that? Oh, don't be like that. We're just having a bit of innocent fun. Speaking about fun, I came over to talk about it. That's a strange way to change subjects, but alright. What do you mean, Mizuguchi-san? I thought we should get together and talk about our plans for your birthday. But plans? Yeah, I was sitting at home yesterday when it suddenly hit me. We should all get together and do something to celebrate. I mean, it's your 18th birthday. That kind of special occasion only comes once in a lifetime. Not to be pedantic, but all birthdays only come once in a lifetime. Oh, excuse me. Boo! You know what I mean. I do, and I'm not really sure about it. It's not a big deal. It's just a day like any other. I disagree. I actually like Saya's idea. If there's a way we can celebrate your day, then I want to be part of it. You already gave me a gift. You don't have to do anything else for me. Ooh, is that what this box is? Is that Yuichi-kun's gift? What was it? What was it? Huh? I got him a new microphone, you know, since he sings and all. Oh, that sounds like a really good one. Nice job, Yuichi-kun. Thanks. I feel like you two are kind of losing track of our conversation here. Right. So, anyway, birthday plans. Us, you, celebrate. Are you free today? Not really. Do you already have plans with your family or something? My family has plans. I have problems. What do you mean? That doesn't sound good at all. Is it the party thing you mentioned earlier? Party thing? Exactly. Just another excuse for my family to show off, I'm afraid. What do you mean? Well, they have this really annoying habit of throwing lavish gala parties to celebrate me. In reality, it's more of a way of showing off how much money they have to throw away, as well as a parade around me, so the company has an air. Something about giving a sense of stability for potential investors if they're constantly reminding the world that there was a clear line of succession. I don't even know. I'm sorry. Yeah, that sounds completely awful. I wouldn't want to be paraded around like some kind of product either. You hit the nail on the head, Mizuguchi-san. It's a real shame, though. I hadn't even thought of us all getting together to celebrate. But now that Saya-chan brought it up, I got really excited for a second. Why? I already told you guys it isn't a big deal. It's just a regular day. There's nothing different compared to, say, yesterday. Maybe, but I still like having an excuse to spend more time with you and celebrating you. Ah! Keisuke's eyes go wide, his pristine white fur being tinted lightly red. Wow! Saya-chan looks at the two of us, her eyes nearly as wide as Keisuke's were, a hint of a smile slowly showing itself on her face. What? Do I detect a bit of a romantic mood between the two of you? What? My brain comes to a sudden screeching halt, and I choke audibly as my face turns red in record-breaking time. I hadn't even thought of potential implications when I said that. I just said what came to mind without thinking twice about it. Holy crap, now that I think about it, it was a really weird thing for me to be saying in public like this. You sure would love it if that were the case, wouldn't you, you dirty Fujoshi? Hey, don't call me dirty! Oh. Is Keiken playing it off right now? Smart. That's really smart, Keiken. Gotta act like what she said didn't even register as weird. So long as she can't tell that she's right, she's bound to let it go. Quick, Yuichi, play along with Keisuke. Or what should I say? What do you mean by that, Keiken? Don't you know? Mizuguchi-san literally is a Fujoshi. She has piles and piles of BL manga in her room. Huh? Keiken, shh! What are you doing letting Yuichi know about that? Whoa. Back up a second there. I've been to your room tons of times, and I've never in my life seen a BL manga in there. She has a wooden trunk under her bed that she hides them in. Keiken! Stop telling him this stuff! Oh? I seem to remember you telling me it wasn't a big deal when you first told me about it. Was that a lie? Not a lie per se, more like an exaggeration. Not a lie per se, but more like an exaggeration? Either way, if you're going to try making jokes at other people's expense, you should be prepared to have it turned back onto you. That's so unfair! What I did and what you did didn't even line up in terms of severity. I'm sorry, I'm still trying to wrap my head around the sudden revelation here. Saya-chan, I never knew you were like that. What the hell is that even supposed to mean? Oh, Keisuke has that glint in his eyes that he sometimes has when he's having way too much fun teasing someone. Part of me feels like I should stop him before he totally fries Saya-chan's brain. The other part is afraid of being caught in this crossfire. You were part of the reason I ended up having to leave the manga club. Consider this comeuppance. How was that my fault? Yeah, didn't you say you left because they wanted you to cosplay as a BL character for the school festival? Who do you think gave them the idea? Wait, for real? But she's not the manga club, is she? I'm good friends with the club's president. She lets me show up and give suggestions on occasion. Seriously, just how wide of a social circle do you have? I don't even know all your friends. And just to clarify, I didn't leave the club specifically because they wanted me to cosplay as a character from a BL game in general. I left because the character in question happens to be one of Mizuguchi-san's favorite characters. And she was looking at me real weird when she gave the suggestion. I swear she was even drooling a bit. I didn't want to have to deal with her looming over me all week if I did it. Keiken, stop! Stop embarrassing me! Sai-chan, I feel like I don't even really know you anymore. Seriously, what the hell does that even mean? Stop looking at me like I'm a weirdo! At the end of the day, we became so distracted that we kept drifting further and further away from the initial subject of conversation. By the time the bell rang for the start of class, we realized we made no progress whatsoever and ended up deciding to get together during lunch to make plans along with everyone else. I still get surprised with how easy it is to lose track of time whenever there's more than 2 of us together at once. A few hours later. Ugh, my body's feeling all sluggish from sitting all day. Paying attention in class feels really weird. And the day feeling mentally exhausted even though I didn't do anything while my body is just screaming about wanting to move around. Practice is going to feel like a blessing. At least I'll get the chance to shut my brain down for a little while. Also, thankfully we managed to make some plans to celebrate after all. Although Keisuke wouldn't be available today, we decided to go out during the weekend to celebrate. Sayachin was really pushy and dismissive about how she hated all of our ideas, but in the end she was outvoted 3-1. Because of that, she ended up sulking around that our plans are too simple and not special enough. Meanwhile, all the birthday boy wanted was for us all to get together, watch a movie, and then grab a bite to eat. I can roll with anything that with something easy like that. Easy, simple, fun, relaxing. What's not to like? Besides, if it's what would make Keisuke happy, I already feel inclined to go along with it. I'm gonna pretend I never thought of that. Oh, right, I was nearly forgetting something. I did tell Sayachin I'd do this. Gotta shoot Jun a message to let him know all about all this. Since he's still out sick, we didn't get to involve him in our discussion about making plans, but hopefully he'll still be able to come. Fingers crossed that he's feeling well enough by Sunday to show up. He's been homesick for a full week now. Surely he can't be doing too badly, right? Crap, I really want to ask about it, but I can't. We've barely even talked since last week other than the one time when he texted me to let me know he'd be home for a few days. Should I just be casual and ask how he's doing? Am I even allowed to do that? I mean, I do have the perfect excuse. But with already messaging him to let him know about our plans for Keisuke's birthday, it should be fine? Yeah, I'll just do that. There, message sent. Okay, am I seriously gonna sit around and wait for him to respond? Even I know I have more important things to take care of. What the hell am I doing? I really need to get going for now. Sayachin will have my head if I show up to practice late, especially after I nagged her about her acting surprised over me showing up to school early. Then again, she's probably always just looking for an excuse to chew me out. Heh, wouldn't doubt it if it were a pastime of hers at this point. Sometime later, the sound of the ball whistling through the air and knocking against the plastic bottle on the other side of the court is pure satisfaction. Just seeing it finally hit the damn thing makes me pump my fist in the air out of reflex. And it only took me 5 times to hit it this time. Woo, that was pretty good serve! Thanks, and it only took me 5 tries to hit the bottle, too. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself. Why are you saying that with such a sour look on your face? Huh? Am I sour? You sure seem like it. What is it this time? Gonna guilt-trip me about how I'm so carefree with my practice while you're too busy chasing down lazy freshmen or something? Why would you think I'd be doing that? That's awful! Because that's the kind of thing you do. Hell, you got on my case about helping you out more than just last week. If it's such a regular thing that you can't anticipate it, then I really wish you'd do something about it. See? Here we are. You're on my case again. That's not what I came here for. You're the one who brought it up. Besides, the only truant I have to deal with on a regular basis is you. Hey! Don't dish it out if you can't take it, sweetie. I grumble unhappily, shaking my head and fighting off the urge to flip her a dirty gesture. Alright. Do you need something, or were you just passing by to comment on my serve? Well, there was this one tiny thing. I knew it. There's always a thing. Yeah? What is it? Coach wanted me to ask you to go show the rookies your serve technique. Couldn't he have asked me that himself? He said that if he tried talking to you to ask for something, you'd tune him out before he could even open his mouth. Huh. He's not wrong. No, he's not wrong at all, actually. I'm just surprised that he somehow managed to figure that out. Only took him over 2 years to get the hint. I really don't understand why you have such an attitude with him. He's not that bad. He's really good, actually. He's even lazier than I am. He's not lazy, he just tends to give players more space. He only steps in when necessary. Plus, he did try to give you directions from the very start. You just tune out everyone as soon as people start saying things you don't want to hear. Oh, I'm sorry, what were you saying? I wasn't paying attention. There it is, this is what I'm talking about. Relax, I'm just pulling your leg. I heard what you said. Did you really? I somehow have trouble believing it. Woman of little faith. I really wish people would stop looking down on me so much. Yeah, I know I haven't been exactly giving them reasons to be confident, but still. Come on, I promise it was just a joke. Please don't look at me like you don't believe me in me at all. Uh-huh. Alright, I'm sorry, okay? Stop looking so disappointed in me. I'll come help you, just stop looking at me like that, please. Yuichi-kun acquired. You're lucky I love you. You guys just want me to show them my serving technique, right? I'm not sure. Coach might ask you to give them a few pointers here and there, too. Why does it seem like the goalposts just keep moving every time I get asked to do stuff for other people? So I just have to show off my serve and give them pointers, right? Well, we might ask you to stick around and correct them, too. Just ask me for everything you want all at once. That's everything, I promise. It better be. I don't have the patience to keep pulling this stuff out of you. It's not like you have any room to complain. This is literally your job as my vice captain. That's not the agreement we made when you made me take this position. I know, but come on, it's what's expected. Is that so? Yeah, of course. Alright, then. I quit. No, I'm kidding! Please don't quit! Something tells me that if I just went along with it, it suddenly wouldn't have been just kidding anymore. Give me a break. All I want is to be able to practice by myself in peace. You know that. It wouldn't hurt for you to socialize a little bit more. You don't have to be so selfish about your practice. I'm not being selfish. I'm being reasonable. I'm being responsible. You know how demanding this stuff is. I'm already having mixed results while working this hard. Do you think I can afford to slack off? Not wanting to be a downer, but you are already slacking off. Okay, point, but I'm not slacking off now. This isn't fun and games. I have to be serious about it. But what's the point of doing it if it's not fun? Huh? That's not something I expected to hear from you of all people. You know how important the time we're at right now is. We don't have time to be playing around. You're the last person who gets to say that to me. And besides, who says you can't have fun while being serious? Alright, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Leave a super thanks or a tip if you can. It always helps. Until the next video, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.